welcome back to Chatterbox with Queen Dina. I'm your host, Queen Dina. I'm still here with my wonderful co-hosts, DJ, and Leon Xavier. Welcome back. We're here with our guests, Joie Kathos and Darryl Pratt, the entrepreneur extraordinaires. You have a program as well with children, Wise Academy, where you kind of expose them to the arts and physical education and all of that. So talk about that and some of your other businesses.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to link with Global Village. Yeah, that everything you guys did sounds exactly what my envision is for Wise Academy. Right now we're in 2 schools, Camden, Mastery in Philly. At the Simon Gratz, so we have a middle school there, and then we work with kindergarten to I believe 4th grade at the charter school in Camden. So what we do there, we've done creative writing, art, and physical fitness. Okay. So our thing was really just like, I'm a college professor, I got my MBA, but I'm probably not the biggest proponent of education, just because I don't really like the way they teach you in school, public, private, or like college. It's kind of like they just teach you just enough to move you through and get a job and pay taxes, but they don't really tell you, how you can live life on your own terms, or how you can really grow wealth. They make you feel like you have to wait until you're like old to have money, or they make you feel like you have to hit a crazy come up or something like that to have money. So we kind of just wanted to show kids, here are skills that you learn here. If you find something you're passionate about, that can make a career, that can make wealth. Your passions can pay you. And it was really with the younger kids, showing them like art. Like they might be like, oh, it's just like painting or whatever, but we're showing them like, hey, those video games you play, it all starts from like someone sketching or drawing something. The color schemes, those color schemes are all from these same colors that get mixed together all right here. So all the foundation. And then with the middle school kids, they're a little older. So really with them, it's just kind of telling them like, hey, we know like everything's going on in your environment and all that kind of stuff, and being there for them, but also showing them, it doesn't have to stop there. Like you don't have to be like everybody else like in your school. We have a select group of like 15 kids. They all get to come in, and their parents come and see us at the beginning of the year, and we tell them about the program, and then kids opt in. And we tell them like, we're not really here to discipline you, like we're here spending our time because we want to work with you guys, help you learn. And we're in our 2nd year there, and it's really nice to see kind of how the kids might come in, and first they're like, who are you guys? And it's like that like button of heads, and they're like, they might have, a teacher might have pissed them off. Teacher might have pissed them off early in the day, and now they're like throwing that on me, and but just to see like kind of once they see we're there, week in, week out, we're not some people that are just like fly by night. And then like, I'm not just like a regular teacher that they have either, like I'm there trying to I'm working too. So work with me, I'll work with you. And I think, it's been great. I never in my life imagined working with like kids or teaching or doing any of that kind of stuff. But it's been really good to just see like kids work on a project, learn and get better. Behave, have fun, ask questions, do all those kind of things. I think kids get a real bad rap these days. Like
they don't get enough credit for just even how much they understand too. Like they get a bad rap because people think they don't know enough to have opinions, and then on top of that, they don't trust them enough to like formulate some. If that makes sense.
Definitely patience and the right teacher. Like Darryl said, it goes back to the fundamentals. Like why are you playing this video game? It starts here. Because I know when I was younger, I played a lot of video games, but I never had anyone to tell me where it starts at. I'd be designing video games right now, making so much money. Like you said, if I knew I could get it back, because in my mind, I'm like, you don't get money till you're a grandmom or a grandfather, stuff like that. So that's super cool that you guys are building those fundamentals. Like we talked about earlier, like these experiences are stuff that's going to shape these kids' future. They're going to remember this stuff forever. Like, I had this one teacher, he played D1 minor league football, and he taught me how to do this, and never going to forget. So.
You said you've been teaching the kids like physical activity too?
We did. We just did physical fitness this summer. It was virtual, obviously, because of COVID, so we didn't actually get to get there with the kids. But I led that, so I literally just had the camera up and I took them through a 40-minute workout.
Well, I was about to say, I feel like physical fitness and arts, like, they really go hand in hand. Like, I hear people say different things, like, take out the arts or take out gym or take out whatever, but they really both go hand in hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really get a lot of creativity from not looking at your phone and exercising and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I think they really do go hand in hand, and without one, like, the other might not thrive as much. So that's what's up that you guys are doing that.
Literally just having this conversation.
Yeah, they really do.
2 hours ago.
Yep.
We were talking about how they want to cut all this funding in schools for these arts. And nobody even peeps that I was saying, like, in my school, all the kids that were in, like, either like visual art or in music were the ones in the honors classes.
That's real.
Like, or the AP classes. Like, all of them played at least one instrument or did some type of art. Right. All of them.
That was something that was super crucial in my household because I had so much energy as a kid that it's like if you don't show kids how to channel that in a healthy way, which comes from arts and physical activity, it's like they could be processing and internalizing things that they're experiencing. Whether the parents, I don't judge no parent because everybody do what they can to take care of their kids. But like if you're not spending that quality time and getting to know that young person, not your child, but that young person for who they are, they miss out on that opportunity to even learn that the arts can go hand in hand with the stuff that they do. So it's like you're not just exercising the right side of their brain, you exercising the left side too. Right. Makes them, more adaptable.
It is the connection, like from the end of the beginning, because I remember in 6th grade, we had home economics, and we literally learned how to sew. Like I literally made an apron, literally made an apron. That's in crazy. There. And like in my mind though, that didn't translate to, I can make my own clothes. Right. I can make jerseys. Like I can make jeans. Like none of that translated in my mind. It was just like home economics to me. Like no one like made that connection. So it's like I could have been, if I was from 6th grade to now, like might not even be here right now. I might have designed like something for like Kanye or something like that. Who knows?
My thing is with those like little tidbits is like along your educational line, like those little tidbits of like clay and like kindergarten or wood shop. Like I did wood in like first grade. We made a bed out of wood. Yeah, like it was like a life-size bed? No. It was like for your dolls or whatever. So like we made a bed, a couch, and like something else.
That's crazy though.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I remember my teacher was Mr. Tutu. Mr. Tutu taught us how to work with wood. But like that made me think about wanting to work on hands-on stuff. Don't make fun of that man's name.
No, I'm not. I'm not even that. I was thinking of like a story because when I was in elementary school, they had this program called TAG, which stood for Talented and Gifted. And they would put all the kids in a room to read books. I stayed in the computer lab and played like Pac-Man and stuff.
But no, like it's like those little bits are like the things that like turn something on in the kids. So like even if like to just eliminate all of them, because like I feel like they just keep taking them away bit by bit by bit, and it's just like that sparked something. Like that was part of my art self that sparked something. I was just like, I like working with my hands. Now I'm in construction. Ooh, like I was working with wood as like 5 years old, and that sparked something in me that said I wanted to build something. I wanted to stop.
What's the next topic?
The next topic. We moving on.
Before we move on,
D Pratt. We still talk about him. But you have mentioned how, you take these kids' art and you show them how they can turn it into a business. But you have 2 other businesses that kind of do the same thing, but like on the adult level. You do it for creatives and for small businesses. So talk about that.
So I have my one company, the first company I started probably about 6 years ago, Greenwood Operations. And that backstory is just because, Greenwood, Tulsa was Black Wall Street, and great booming, black town section, and they essentially, were thriving in the 20s. Like that's literally 100 years ago, and the Klan and people came and they burned it down, and people don't really know they built it back up again, and then like some more bad stuff happened. So, I just named my company that, and really what we do is we're business development, business operations. So I work with a lot of small businesses. I've worked with, law firms, real estate agents, just different companies that way. And I started, managing an artist, and that kind of led me to working with kind of more creatives and talent. And I was like, you know what, I should just make this a whole different brand and business. So I started DRTR Agency, and that stands for Dreams Realer Than Reality. Because people would tell you like, you should focus on this one thing, or do this, or like, how are you gonna make it to here? But in my life, my dreams are just as real to me as all of the people in this room. Like, in fact, like, they're realer. Like, I'm more certain about my goals and the things I'm gonna do that Leon's sitting in that chair over there. You know what I mean? So with that vision, we work with creatives, small businesses, entrepreneurs, anyone that's kind of more in the lifestyle space. Like you say, both the businesses are kind of hand in hand. And I say, it's funny you made that connection that my other business with the kids is kind of similar to the one I have with the adults, because I tell people all the time, like, they say, what do you do? And at the end of the day, I'm a consultant because I'm solving a problem, right? Like, so that's it. It doesn't matter. Like, I can work with anyone on anything. I always tell people, because I know how to isolate someone's problem and then figure out the resources to fix that. So how we started with the schools was we did an art program, like some lockers, painted them to look like books. And that the artist that did that told me that the school wanted to do a full program. So he was like, I know you can like set something like that up, because they, like we said, they canceled art. That's literally why Wise Academy exists, because a lot of these schools, they don't have art and they don't have certain subjects, so they hire third parties to come in to supplement that. So it's like the kids might not get it every day, or they might not get it as much, but we come and they get it after school. So at the end of the day, I'm just solving the problem. If I'm working with an artist and they say, hey, I'm having an issue with my branding, or I'm not reaching enough eyes, or I think my music's more popping than it's getting released, that's a problem. So we're coming to solve that problem. If I'm working with a law firm or another small business that their e-commerce or their website isn't working properly, that's a problem. So at the end of the day, whatever the problems are needed to solve a business need, that's why we're here.
And I love that. Like, I feel like the bridge people are the people that get forgotten. Like, the people that bridge those connections, that make those middle grounds for artists and for business entrepreneurs, like those consultant people. Like, nobody really thinks about them.
It's like a blessing and a curse, because sometimes, like you said, that transitional period, if you do it so smooth and it's seamless, that's kind of how it is supposed to be. So you do a great job at that.
That's really how I focused all my businesses. I saw this meme, and it was like, Uber owns no cars. Airbnb owns no homes. Nope. Alibaba owns no products. You know what I mean? And when I saw that, I was like, I don't have to get a big super office or be, a brick and mortar store. I can literally just identify people I want to work with and do it.
Right.
Like, a lot of times, like, I never thought when I was in college, like, I could work with talent. Like, I didn't think you could just manage people. Like, I thought you had to work for like a talent agency or like do something like that. But at the end of the day, you can do whatever you want to do.
Right. 100%. It's definitely about It's not even about ownership anymore. Like you said, it's about access at this point in time.
Yep.
And me and Joey were talking earlier about creating access for ourselves as a people. Because, I mean, like, Black and brown people, we need to start creating our own spaces and, like, not relying on people to open doors for us, and just, you know what, I can do this. Like, it's like, I need this in my space. Do I have the access? Or do I even just have the idea? Do I have the stem cell? Do I have a friend that's willing to help me? Like, absolutely. That's where Stumble came from. It was just, I had an idea. My business partner, Aaron, had the other half of the idea. And we were talking. It was one conversation that we had. And we were just like, I think we're talking about the same thing, but different ends of it. Yeah. Let's put it together. And that's it.
I think we just need to make that louder. Like, I don't think we need to start doing it more. I think we just, because I feel like it's a lot of people doing it. I think we need to stop saying, like, we should get better or do this, because I think there's tons of people doing it. We need to magnify them, and the people that, like, aren't, or either going to get cut out or they're going to change their ways. Because I know a lot of minority entrepreneurs and young entrepreneurs that are, like, working together trying to make things happen. So it's like, I really don't know any people that, like, don't want to work with each other and doing it like.
That's
so
real.
I think we need to just highlight that.
Yeah, one of the most like impactful quotes that I heard over the past 5 years, I think it was Issa Rae, and she was basically saying that a lot of times when we be so like steadfast at something that happened quickly, we want to expand up. We want to get to that CEO. We want to get to that, that owner.
Right.
But then if you look at your circle and expand out, you can get far alone, but you get faster there together.
Yeah,
so I think
100%.
that's like really, when we talk about the black and brown communities, I agree with you saying like, the things that are happening, although they're being, the shift in the culture and society and how people function is changing on the surface, but there has been people that's already been doing it. So expelling the dialogue that we got to get better will only lead people in that same like rat reel, rat
same
reel mentality.
cycle,
If you already put yourself there and say, okay, this is what I want, and I'm willing to do the work, then you marry that idea together, and it becomes real. Your dreams then become reality.
Right,
like
100%.
What's
Amen.
crazy is I had a meeting yesterday with an artist that was on Uptown Radio a while ago. His name is John Neal, and he said the exact same thing. He was just like, what I'm really trying to do right now is I'm trying to progress vertically rather than horizontally. And I was just like, what? And he was just like, no, I just want to, he's like, I want to put stepping stones and build the foundation and like collaborate with people and work with the people that are already around me before I start looking 10, 12 years in the future. It's like, yeah, those goals are still there, and yeah, I want to make it and I want to do all that, but like I can be right here, like I can be right here for the moment. I can still build myself up, build my community up right here. And
I definitely vibe with that, because if you would have asked me 10 years ago what I'd be doing right now, like I wouldn't have guessed.
Right.
But all of the
100%.
times when I'm like, oh, I want to do this,
Right.
it's happened. It may not look the same way.
Right.
Like, for example, performing at like Firefly, South by Southwest, being
Right.
on Rhythm and Flow, like
Right.
all of these little
You
things.
was on Rhythm and Flow?
Yeah.
wow.
Dang, I gotta
Just-
see that.
And I forgot to mention that.
Just
in your
coming
intro.
through and doing these things that like in my head I thought would be this miraculous, glamorous, amazing, whatever. But because I'm an entrepreneur, it looks different. So I can either make the choice to stay and be like appreciative of the fact that it happened in the ways that it did, or I could look at it like, I don't got no chains, I don't got no cars, like I don't want to do this no more because it don't look how I want it. But it's just like you kind of actually have to know your purpose and what your intention is behind the stuff that you do before you can even start to put it to
Because if you
fruition.
know
You
the
gotta
why,
believe
the
in it.
what follows.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, man, one thing I learned from working with both DJ and doing the First Friday thing I used to do is teamwork really does make the dream work,
Oh my God.
Real talk. Because
Facts.
like just the connects that different people can bring. Like when we first started doing First Friday, it was me, Dior, and Dom. And Dom was from Jersey. I'm from a town called Norristown. Dior's from Abington. So we all put our 3 different crowds together, brought them all to Philly, and it got popping. Through that, I met DJ, which Thursday Night Groove was born, but it was the same type of concept. Like, DJ's from Jersey, I'm from Pennsylvania, so we was able to just get it popping just like that. Like, every time, like, if I don't know him, DJ knows him. If I don't like him, DJ likes him. If they don't like me, they like DJ. Like, it's always like that. And that has really helped us, like, throughout every problem we've ever had.
That's dope.
And that's really important.
To all young entrepreneurs, especially today in 2020, if I could give you any piece of advice, invest in a good cell phone, because communication is key. And you don't want to be that friend. We have friends like that. You can't
That
get
don't
in
got a
touch with
cell
them.
phone.
Pay the bills.
You're like, dang,
seriously
bro,
though.
come on.
Like you said, teamwork make the dream work. It's
Except
like,
for
if
get
you
the
can't-
Matrix.
Yeah, like, seriously, like, if you
They
can't
really
get in
be
touch
like that too, though.
seriously, if you can't get in touch with your team, then you're never gonna go anywhere.
That's
And you're
real.
not in the team.
That's real.
That's true. Are you really in?
Yeah,
Tapped in?
yeah.
One
Facts.
phone call could change your life when you're connected with the right people.
Facts.
All right. Well, sorry to say, but the conversation has ended.
What?
We are done with this portion of our show, unfortunately, because I wanted to talk about so much more.
Yeah.
This is unfortunate, but first episode went so great. I'm so happy to have you guys here. Y'all have been great guests. Joie Kathos is coming back in the second half of our show to perform for us some of the wonderful music she's been talking to us about. Darryl Pratt, thank you for being here. Thank you for telling us about your
You're not
businesses.
performing?
and everything. I mean, he said he was gonna spit some bars.
I
know he got some bars in the tuck.
You got it? Throwing a beat? Like,
you need a beat? I got my computer. I got the beats on Didac.
I'm in the trenches, relax.
I'm in the trenches, relax.
I love it.
I got paper dress.
But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, DJ and Leon Xavier, for buffering this conversation with me and being my co-host and putting together the music for this. Yeah, so goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. I'll talk to y'all in a few minutes. We'll be back with Joie Kathos performing live for y'all. All right.
Stumble Media.
Thursday Night Groove. What's your... Wait, before we go, where can we find you on social media and online?
So you can find me on Instagram, D_Pratt609. In my link tree, I have links to all my businesses, but greenwoodoperations.com, drtragency.com, wiseacademyusa.com.
You better have the
Talk about the
links.
.com. He got the .coms on deck.
I got the company. And Joey, where can we find you and your music that we're about to hear?
So my music is available on all the streaming platforms. The spelling of my name is a little weird though, so I'm gonna spell it right now. JoieKathos. It means with joy I am. And you could just Google that and everything will pop up. I promise you.
Google it. Google
it. I worked really hard to be able to say that.
And my wonderful co-host, Thursday Night Groove. Where can we find you?
You already know, at Thursday Night Groove. You dig? At Leon Xavier. At It's DJ. You dig?
Right, and I'm your host, Queen Dina. You can find me on Instagram as Queen Dina Fusi. I'm not going to spell it for y'all, figure it out, because you should really be following Stumble Media Group on Instagram. Add us at Stumble Music, StumbleMusic. Did I spell that right? I think I did. Right. Okay, so follow us at Stumble Music. If you want to look me up, figure it out. All right. Have a great day. We'll be back with Joie Kathos.
Yeah.